This week on Duck TV News, a look at the rising homeless crisis in Eugene, what mental health resources the U of O offers, and a look at how clubs start on campus. All that and more on tonight's episode of Duck TV News. Good evening and welcome back to another episode of Duck TV News. I'm Allie Osborne.
And I'm Morgan Gwynn. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. 2 Eugene teenagers are on trial this week for allegedly robbing and beating a homeless man to death in 2018. Jonathan Kirkpatrick is now 17 and Jessica Simmons is 15. The pair have pleaded not guilty to charges. A new bill passed at the first of the year, meaning they could be tried as juveniles and not adults, despite the nature of the violent crimes. The state is requesting they be tried as adults.
As temperatures in Lane County continue to drop, public warming centers are in high demand. Sabrina Baker has the story.
The Egan Warming Centers in the Lane County area open their doors to the homeless on cold winter nights to ensure they have a safe and dry place to sleep. The Egan Center is a department within St. Vincent de Paul.
There are 10 center sites in the area, including this one here at Central Lutheran Church. Here, guests can have access to sleeping pads, restrooms, and a hot meal.
Sponsored by Lane County, the center has enough funding for approximately 15 days a year. Winter Strategies Coordinator Timothy Black says,
we can't open every night. We just don't have the resources, don't have the volunteer time. Every night Egan Warming Center opens, it takes more than 300 volunteers.
The warming center does not open unless temperatures drop below 30 degrees. This raises concerns because 32 degrees is considered freezing temperature and it's dangerous to be outside. The shelters try to take in as many people as possible, but limited funding forces shelters like the Egan Center to make tough decisions. Roxanne O'Brien highlights the importance of the warming center.
It saves lives by not just necessarily giving them shelter, it saves lives by giving them a community to heal in, to get fed, be warm.
According to the Lane County 2019 Point in Time report, there were over 2,000 unsheltered people in Lane County, and 426 of those people stayed in emergency shelters.
It's a lot more than just shelter. It's knowing somebody cares.
With Duck TV News, I'm Sabrina Baker.
Their website is updated daily with hours and services they can provide at each location.
As winter continues, cold and dark weather can take a toll on mental health. With midterms and the winter season keeping you inside, students face a higher risk of seasonal depression. The UO is helping students combat it through their on-campus programs. One place to relieve some stress is the Duck Nest. They offer therapy dogs, workshops, and yoga classes. There is a mental health group on campus that plays an active role in improving the mental health of students. The UO Health Center also provides free counseling for students. For students with after-hour needs, call the support line at 541-341-3227. Now let's get caught up with everything sports.
Welcome back to another week of Duck TV Sports. I'm Mitchell Ribberall.
And I'm Izzy LaRue. And we've got a lot to cover from women's basketball to fan events.
Before we get into that, let's just talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. I'm guessing you watched it, so what did you think? Because me not having a team in it, I thought the game was pretty enjoyable.
Well, as a Niners fan, I wasn't able to be happy about the ending of the game, especially with some questionable PI calls. But I did like the direction the game was going into until the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter.
I agree with you for the most part, but as a Rams fan, I definitely did not see any pass interference calls.
Well, that's football for you. Now let's get into some Oregon sports. The Oregon women's basketball team cruised past Utah and Colorado this past weekend, 50-piece in Colorado while scoring over 100 points and beating Utah by 30 points. Sabrina Ionescu served the Colorado Buffs her 23rd triple-double of her career, having a stat line of 24 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds. The Ducks were just one free throw away from having a perfect free throw percentage in the game, while Ruthie Hebert became the all-time leader in field goals made at the U of O in the Colorado game as well. Utah came out swinging, going up 5-0, but the Ducks quickly changed that with Hebert and Satu Sabali combining for 44 points. Sabali went 3 for 4 at the three-point line. Ionescu also had a double-double, the 49th of her career, and was just 3 boards away from having back-to-back triple-doubles. Oregon also beat the Yukon Huskies on Monday, 74-56. This was the worst loss Yukon has ever suffered in program history and their first home loss in 7 years. This was the first top 5 road win in school history for the Ducks. The women's team will host Arizona and Arizona State this weekend.
The Oregon men's basketball team went 1-1 this past week, starting off by playing the California Golden Bears. The Ducks found themselves tied at the half, with Peyton Pritchard only scoring 2 points. But the second half, Pritchard was able to find his rhythm, scoring 19 to help the Ducks hold off Cal 77-72. He also was able to make some Oregon history by setting a school career assist record, passing Kenya Wilkins, who played for the Ducks from 1993 to 97. Now the second game of the week for the Ducks, they played the Stanford Cardinal. The Ducks maintained a lead for most of the game, with their largest lead being 9 points. After great offensive performances against Cal, Peyton Pritchard and Chris Duarte struggled from the field, each making 5 out of their 21 shots. And Oscar Da Silva led the way for the Cardinal to help cap off a comeback win of a score of 70-60, ending with a double-double of 15 rebounds and the game-high 27 points. The Ducks will look to bounce back from Stanford in their next game against the Oregon State Beavers in Corvallis on the 8th. The dedication and hard work Kobe Bryant had was nothing short of spectacular, causing many enjoyable moments for fans. Reporter Sabrina Ortega takes to the U of O campus to bring out some of these favorite memories of Kobe. Sabrina?
Thanks, Mitchell. I took to campus to honor and remember Kobe's legacy. What does Mamba mentality mean to you?
I think it means, to work hard, to dedicate yourself to something, to be the greatest that you could possibly be every single day, inside, and, that killer mentality.
To me, Mamba mentality means working as hard as you can and trying to be the best person that you can be.
The Mamba mentality was the alpha dog. You gotta be the boy. He had that gut inner self. He was,
Favorite Kobe memory. I don't want to say him and Gigi on the sideline because, I love that moment. But when he had the ball thrown in his face, juked out, and he didn't even get phased, that's how we should live every day of our lives.
I have to say that 60-point game, that was legendary, Him hitting those free throws is iconic. There's nothing else going to top that for me,
And I distinctly remember watching the 2010 finals. I was in my parents' room, and they won. And Kobe jumped up on the score table, all the confetti's falling. I was just screaming, a little 10-year-old boy at the top of his lungs. And I'm just forever grateful for that memory.
But watching Gasol, watching Derek Fisher, watching all of them, it was pretty great.
Thank you, Kobe, for being the greatest Laker ever. I'm so lucky to have been able to watch you when I did. For Duck TV Sports, I'm Sabrina Ortega.
Thanks, Sabrina. Those are a lot of great memories Kobe made.
The Oregon men's tennis team hosted Santa Clara and Drake this past weekend. Oregon won both of those matches by a margin of 10-1. Oregon came out banging against Santa Clara, winning 2 out of the 3 doubles matches, giving them their first point of the match. Freshman phenom Jesper Klovnelson had himself a double bagel, winning in straight sets and held his opponent to 0 points. Joshua Charlton, the 14th ranked player in the country, and Riki Oshima also won their matches in straight sets too, sealing the win as the Ducks went up 4-0 in the match. The all-star duo of Charlton and Ty Gentry, the 8th ranked player in the country, won their doubles matches against Santa Clara and Drake with ease, winning 6-3 and 6-2. Klovnelson won his match against Drake in straight sets. He has only lost 1 set this whole spring season. That's crazy. The Ducks swept Drake, winning all of their matches against the Bulldogs and winning the match 4-0. The men's team will travel to Kentucky this Friday to play against Louisville. The U of O baseball and softball teams hosted a fan event on Saturday. Reporter Arya Elizalp has the story.
On Saturday, the University of Oregon baseball and softball teams came together to host a fan day at the Mashowski Center. Parents and kids alike lined up early in the afternoon to come in and meet the Ducks.
I thought it was just going to be maybe outside and just meeting all the players and getting signatures and stuff. But then whenever I was here, I'm whoa.
The event, which was open to the public, gave the fans a chance to meet players and coaches, get autographs, play games, and take pictures. Softball coach Melissa Lombardi emphasized the importance of these kinds of events for the teams.
Just something about it when the fans get to see a little bit more of an inside look into our programs. So to get an opportunity to get to talk with them and hear their thoughts on the game and what players they're excited to see, it's fun to have those conversations.
The Oregon players partaking in the event agreed that it was a good opportunity to connect with the fans they see at the games each week. Number 24 Oregon softball opens its season Thursday against Utah Valley in Mexico. Oregon baseball will start on February 14th against Minnesota at the Angels Collegiate Classic in Tempe, Arizona. Reporting from the Mashowski Center with Duck TV Sports, I'm Arya Ozalt.
Thanks, Arya. Dang, I wish I could have gone so I would have been able to do that TikTok station. Thank you for watching this week's episode.
Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Now back to Morgan and Allie at the news desk.
Thanks, Mitchell and Izzy. Honestly, I think Shakira won the Super Bowl. Electrical Geodesics, Inc., a Eugene medical technology company, is shutting down. Starting March 27th, the company will be terminating approximately 60 employees. Founded by U of O professor Dan Tucker, the company was known for creative, innovative technology for battling brain diseases. The shutdown is the result of the Philips company winding down their research for neurological solutions. And now let's go to Evelyn Tedrick to find what's going on in local entertainment.
Thanks, Allie. There's a new play on campus that has students talking this week. The Hope Theater presents Stephen Karam's Sons of the Prophet, a comic mediation on life, love, and loss. The theater was packed this past Saturday as community members and students gathered for the second showing. Now, the fact that it was completely full is no surprise, as in 2012, the play was a Pulitzer Prize finalist for drama. And though students involved in the production say it's not a commentary, the piece does address some pretty heavy subject matter and even has an advisory warning in the pamphlet.
This show was really interesting to watch, and it had a taste of ancestry and background to it that emphasized the message that they were trying to get across.
If you're interested in seeing Sons of the Prophet for yourself, visit the Hope Theater this weekend, Friday or Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Back to you at the desk.
Clubs are an essential part of campus, but forming one can take more than expected. Alex Saplin reports.
The Taekwondo Club here at the University of Oregon has had an extremely tough time being sanctioned by the ASUO. Since its formation in September, the club tried to receive recognition but has hit several snags along the way. The biggest issue has been the process itself and communication between both parties. Club founder Maddie Cook says there's a lot of challenges during the process.
It's been pretty difficult. There's a lot of paperwork and just not clear communication on how to officially make the club.
Now that we know the difficulties on the club's perspective, what's the difficulties here in the ASUO office in terms of sanctioning these clubs? Student Organization Programs Coordinator Emily Ma says the recognition from ASUO is based on meeting requirements.
I feel like the hardest part is usually they just don't have their bylaws in accordance to ASUO guidelines.
The lack of recognition by ASUO is a problem for the club, as attending different events become a challenge. For comparison, other schools have established Taekwondo clubs with official recognition and don't face the challenges that this club faces.
But not getting that support through the school is really disheartening, especially since I know sports and athletics is really important to our school.
The current goal for the Taekwondo Club is the Hamadong Festival happening here in Eugene in May, which will focus on forms and board breaking. For Duck TV News, this is Alex Saplin.
If you're interested in the Taekwondo Club, they meet every Wednesday at 9 p.m. in the Rec Center, room 47.
Oh, I'm for sure showing up to that Taekwondo meeting.
You better.
Hoo-wee.
That's a wrap on this week's episode. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Stay caught up with us throughout the week by giving us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at Duck TV News. See you next week, Eugene. Have a great night.